Hi everyone, this is a yoga session focusing on shoulders, so releasing stress and tension from the shoulders. I'm going to use a strap, a yoga strap. If you don't have one of these, you can use a belt or a towel, or a belt from a dressing gown is quite a good option. I'm also going to use a chair like this one, and I'm using a towel or a soft cushion or something for your chair. So if you want to pause the video and go and get those. Okay, when you're ready, we'll start sitting on your mat with your legs crossed. If you've got any tightness in your hips, you can sit on a cushion or your folded up towel. You're going to sit with the spine nice and long and shoulders down away from the ears. Okay, we're going to take the left hand to your side. We're going to inhale, lifting the right arm, and exhale, reaching over to the left. One more inhale, and exhale, release. Inhale, lifting the left arm, and exhale, reaching over to the right. Keeping the chest open and the spine long. One more inhale, and exhale, release. Inhale, lifting the right arm. Exhale, take hand to opposite knee, left hand behind you as you twist to look over the left shoulder. So drawing the navel in towards the spine as you twist, shoulders down away from the ears. One more inhale, and exhale, release. Inhale, lifting the left arm, and exhale, hand to opposite knee, right hand behind you as you twist to look over the right shoulder, drawing the navel in towards the spine as you twist. Shoulders are down away from the ears. One more inhale, and exhale, release. Interlacing your fingers, pushing the palms out in front, and on an inhale, reaching the arms up. Again, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, but don't let your elbows go out to the sides. We're pushing the palms out. If you're struggling here to keep your spine long while pushing the palms up, you can maybe release the hands down a little bit, keeping the arms lengthened. One more inhale, and exhale, release. Okay, taking the hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers. On an inhale, opening the chest, reaching the arms back, rolling the shoulders back. One more inhale, and exhale, release. Okay, now grabbing hold of your strap or your belt. We're going to hold the strap about the distance apart that your knees are, if you're sitting with your legs crossed. And then on an inhale, we're lifting the belt up above your head. Rolling the shoulders back, arms straight, chest open. Going to inhale and reach. And exhale, reaching the arms over to the right. Inhale back to the middle, and exhale, arms over to the left. Inhale back to center, and exhale, release. Coming into a tricep stretch, and you might want to use the strap again. We'll start by bending your right elbow behind your head, gently pushing on the elbow, walking the fingers down the spine, then taking the other hand underneath to see if you can either grab your fingers, or if not, you could use your strap, holding the strap in each hand, keeping the chest open and spine long. And slowly release. We'll do the same on the other side. So you're bending your left elbow this time, gently pushing on the elbow, walking your fingers down the spine, and then taking the other hand under to either grab your fingers or your strap, keeping the chest open and the spine long. One more inhale, and exhale, release. Inhale, reaching both arms up, and exhale to cactus, taking the elbows out to the sides, 90 degrees, palms facing in, chest open, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. And inhale, reaching the arms up, and exhale, release. Walking the hands out in front, and inhale to open the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, taking the chest forward, maybe taking the elbows all the way down to the mat. And walking the hands back up, taking the hands behind you with the fingers facing forward. On an inhale, we're lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back, and looking up. And slowly release. Okay, coming to tabletop, so onto hands and knees. You want your shoulders above the wrists and your hips above the knees. Now loosening up the spine with cat-cow. On an inhale, we're dropping the belly, tilting the pelvis, opening the chest and looking up. And on an exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Again, inhale, expanding the chest, looking up. And exhale, rounding the spine, drawing the navel in towards the spine. Again, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to neutral tabletop, we're going to come into puppy pose. So keeping the hips above the knees and walking just the hands forward as far as you can reach, and then taking your head down to the mat, maybe even your chin down to the mat. We're dropping the chest down towards the mat. And slowly coming back up to tabletop. Okay, we're coming to thread the needle. On an inhale, lifting the right arm, looking up. And exhale, threading the right arm under the left arm, taking your right shoulder and your head down to the mat. And pushing into the left palm to bring yourself back up to tabletop. We'll do the same on the other side. Inhale, lifting the left arm, looking up. And exhale, threading it under the right arm, taking your left shoulder and your head down to the mat. And pushing into your right palm to bring yourself back up to tabletop. Okay, now coming into downward dog, we're going to tuck the toes under, start to lift the knees, taking the chest towards the thighs, slowly lifting the hips, straightening the legs if you can, the heels are heavy. So we want this to look like an upside down V shape. The spine is long, sending the chest towards your thighs. If your hamstrings are tight, you can keep your knees a little bit bent here, pushing the hips up to the ceiling. And bending the knees, looking forward, we're going to step your right foot forward. Okay, coming into a runner's lunge here. So your right foot, your right knee is above your right ankle at a 90-degree angle if possible, and you're pushing the left heel to the back of the room to really lengthen that left leg. Now leaving your left palm on the mat, we're going to inhale, lifting the right arm and looking up towards your right hand. remember to push that left heel towards the back of the room. And exhale, releasing your hand back down to the mat. Now we're going to plant your left heel down on the mat, and we're going to windmill the arms up into Warrior Two. Okay, so in Warrior Two, our front knee is bent to 90 degrees with the knee pointing in the same direction as the toes. So look down at that front knee, make sure that your knee is not folding in, make sure it's open, pointing in the same direction as the toes. Spine is long, chest and hips open to the left, but you're looking over your front fingertips. Now interlacing your hands behind your back. On an inhale, opening the chest. And exhale, bringing the chest forward towards the top left corner of the mat, lifting your arms up high. We're coming into Humble Warrior. Slowly releasing the hands down to the mat and then stepping back to Downward Dog. In Down Dog, your fingers are spread wide, palms and fingers pushing firmly down into the mat. Hips are high, heels are heavy. And then bend the knees, look forward. We're stepping left foot forward this time, coming into a runner's lunge on the other side. So your front knee is over the ankle, hips squared to the front. We're pushing the right heel to the back to lengthen the right leg. And leaving the right palm on the mat. We'll inhale, lifting the left arm, looking up. Remember to push that right heel to the back to lengthen the right leg. One more inhale. And exhale, release the hand back down to the mat. Now planting your right heel onto the mat. We're going to windmill the arms up into Warrior Two on the other side. So again in Warrior Two, we've got that front knee at 90 degrees. Make sure the knee is pointing in the same direction as the toes, which should be in front. We're looking over the front fingertips. Now interlacing the hands behind your back. On an inhale, opening the chest, reach the arms back. And exhale, bringing the chest forward towards the top right corner of the mat. Into Humble Warrior, keeping the legs strong. And slowly releasing the hands down to the mat and stepping back to Downward Dog. And bending the knees, coming down into tabletop. Okay, we're going to come into dolphin pose. So this time you're going to put your forearms down on the mat with your hands on the mat, fingers spread wide. Now tucking the toes under. Dolphin pose is a bit like a down dog, but it's on your forearms. So on an inhale, we're lifting the hips, straightening the legs, heels are heavy. Really opening the shoulders here, sending the chest towards your thighs. And slowly release. Coming into a child's pose, taking the knees apart, sitting the hips all the way back down to your heels, reaching the arms out in front, and taking your head down on the mat. Slowly coming back up to tabletop. Now we're going to do a shoulder opener using your chair. So if you haven't already, put either a cushion or a folded up towel onto the chair to protect your elbows. From a tabletop pose, right up to your chair, we're going to take your elbows onto your chair. You're going to put your hands together at prayer pose. Okay, and then making sure your hips are above the knees. You might need to walk your knees back a little bit. We're going to sink the chest down. So the fingers should be pointing up towards the ceiling, palms pushing together in prayer pose. And slowly release. Coming into another child's pose, take the knees apart, sit the hips back, taking the head down to the mat. Okay, coming to lie down on your belly on your mat. Coming into a Sphinx pose, you're going to take the elbows under your shoulders with the palms flat on the mat, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back and looking forwards. And slowly release. And interlacing your hands behind your back. On an inhale, we're lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back. And slowly release. Okay, we're coming into another shoulder opener. You're going to take your left arm out to the left with your palm flat down on the mat. Then we're going to roll onto the left side of your body using your right fingers for support. If you need some extra support, you can take your right foot behind you. Try and relax your head down onto the mat. And slowly release. We'll do the same on the other side. So taking your right arm out to the side with the right palm flat down on the mat. We're going to roll onto the right side of your body. You can put your left foot behind you for support and using your left fingers for support. And slowly release. Okay, now lying on your back, on your mat, hugging the knees into the chest. Going to have a little rock side to side here. And coming into eye of the needle pose. So putting the feet down on the mat with the knees bent. Taking your right ankle onto your left thigh. You're going to pull the left thigh towards you and flex both feet. And slowly release. We'll switch to the other side, taking the left ankle onto the right thigh, pulling the right thigh towards you and flexing both feet. And slowly release. Okay, coming into Shavasana, our final resting pose. You can either take your feet to the edge of the mat, let your knees fall in towards each other, or if you prefer, you can stretch the legs out, taking the feet down towards the corners of the mat, rolling the shoulders back, releasing the shoulders down into the mat. On an inhale, clenching your fists, scrunching up your fingers. Exhale, release. Inhale, clenching your feet, scrunching up your toes. And exhale, release. Inhale, clenching your face, scrunching up your eyes. And exhale, release. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly bending your knees. And rolling onto your right side for another couple of breaths. When you're ready, coming up to sitting. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it.